Hi guys, I'm Annabelle and welcome to Meeple Village. Today we're playing Marvel Zombies. That's right, we're going to go back and play the second scenario in the game because, well, it's Sunday and, it might not be Sunday for you, but it's definitely Sunday for me. And I just felt like playing Marvel Zombies. Also, I just finished painting all of the set, which was a lot. So I wanted to kind of play with it, paint it. So join me at the table and let's play Marvel Zombies. Alright, so I have the game almost ready to go. I created the map, I already populated the objectives and the exit, like most of the tokens. The only thing that I haven't done is the bystanders. We're going to be playing a 4-player game because, well, you kind of are forced to. If not, the game is like super hard. So I'll be controlling 4 zombie heroes in this game. And, I kind of had to use this guy. I know he's going to be an issue because how are we going to, look, I'm already having a hard time fitting 4 figures. Imagine when the zombies come and he takes a whole lot of space. But he was just too cool not to play with them. So we're doing it. So I got my decks set up over here. I got open doors, but I guess we'll use the open side when we open doors. Let's see, we've got our spawns right here, which we're not going to need for a while, but because I know we're going to need them, let's shuffle them a bit, okay? And then next up, I believe is the zombie traits. Yes, zombie traits. So we're going to shuffle the zombie traits, which are abilities that we can gain once during our turn that usually have to do with increasing our hunger so that we can get something cool and in turn. And then these are our bystanders. Those are the ones that I need to put on the board. So it's easy to know where they go. There is a picture that matches the picture here. So for example, there's a bystander in that room. There is a bystander in this room. There is a bystander here. There is a bystander here. And I think I got them all. Yeah, there were 4. All right, and then the rest might appear later in the game. And last but not least, we're going to shuffle our heroes. So these are Marvel heroes that have not turned into zombies yet. Although, to be honest, these guys can be in there too, which I don't know. So the Doctor Strange zombie is fighting the non-zombie Doctor Strange. I guess if we find one that we have, we'll skip it because that's not thematic, right? There wouldn't be 2 Doctor Stranges. Is that how you say that? In the game. 2 Doctor Strange. I don't know. Anyway, so now we are ready to go. Let's take a look at our scenario, which is how I figured out what the map looks like, and we can get started. All right, so we are playing MZ1, The Hunger. Marvel Zombies 1, I guess? Yeah, probably. So it's easy. They always say it's easy. And then like last time, yesterday, I think? No, it wasn't yesterday. But a few days ago, I was playing with a friend and I played the tutorial, which is the one we did last time, by the way. It's right here. And it says easy 25 minutes. Oh, God. Yeah, that was not true. We had some bad luck of cards and ended up losing the scenario. So it wasn't easy. And it definitely lasted more than 25 minutes. But today, the infection was almost instantaneous. And with it came the endless hunger. Always there. Always pushing you for your next meal. When it takes you over, it doesn't matter who you were, what your morals were, or who your friends and family were. If they're alive, they are food. This hunger, it cannot be sated, only suppressed. All right, yes, we know we are zombies. So these are the tiles which are already placed, and then let's look at our objectives. They can run, but they cannot hide. Accomplish these objectives in any order. Devour all bystanders. Remember, there were 4 of them for now, because the game can spawn more. The game is lost if any bystander escapes the map. And then take all objectives, which again, there's 4. So we got 8 things that we need to take care of for now. And then after we do all that, escape via the exit with all zombie heroes. Any zombie may leave through this zone for free at the end of their turn as long as there are no enemies in it. And I've placed a exit tile on the exit just like here. But we start here, we gotta exit here. We gotta pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives, and we've got to devour 4 bystanders, which are all over the place. All right, so We also have special setup, but this is only for 5 to 6 zombie heroes. We can skip that. And then special rules. The taste of flesh. Each bystander gives 5 XP to the zombie hero who devours them. So now, usually bystanders, if you devour them, do not give you any XP. So we're going to be leveling up faster. And be prepared. Each objective gives 5 XP to the zombie hero who takes it, which is usually the case. Most of the time, the objectives gives you 5 XP. So tons of ways to get XP, but that's that. Let's get to it. So if you did not watch the previous run through and you have no idea how to play Zombicide, it's pretty simple. On your turn, you're going to have 3 turns, and the turns, not 3 turns, 3 actions during your turn, and the actions can be to move, which only lets you move to an adjacent spot. Of course, you get 3 actions, so you could use all 3 to move, so you can move up to 3 spaces. You can attack with either melee, range, or devour. Melee and range are regular attacks. Devour is when you eat something, either a Hydra agent, which are our enemies, or a bystander to decrease your hunger. Then you can interact with the objectives, which we have to interact with the 4 objectives that are on the board, and you can open doors as an action. Basically, that's it. So again, we have 3 actions each, and we can take turns however we want. So that's why we have these activation tokens, which are now on the green side. But once we take care or activate one of our zombie heroes, we take 3 actions, and then we flip the activation token to the red or completed side. So we can start, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the abilities for the zombie heroes once I activate each one of them. That way it'll be a little easier to get to the playthrough. So since we can start with anybody, let's start with Daredevil. So first, before we even start with Daredevil, at the beginning of a turn, we do this simultaneously. Everybody's hunger increases by 1. So everybody gets a little bit more hungry because, of course, we haven't eaten yet. All right. And now let me show you. So this is for everybody, that's the hunger tracker, and we can go up to 4. If we're ever at 4, we become ravenous. And what happens if we become ravenous is that, well, there's only 2 actions instead of all the actions that I mentioned earlier. There are only 2 actions that we're able to do: move and devour. So we cannot attack with our regular attacks, we cannot open doors, and we cannot interact with objectives or anything else that's on the map for that scenario. So, and if you're still ravenous at the end of the round, you automatically gain 1 wound. So probably not a good idea. But hunger is kind of like a cool mechanic, and I know I said it in the last video, because you have to kind of manage it. When you're hungry, you become stronger. But if you're too hungry, then you become ravenous. So you kind of want to manage that out a little bit. You want to be a little hungry so you have more power, because what it does is it lets you roll more dice. It makes you roll more dice. But we'll deal with that as we go through it. Let's take a look at what, well, let me show you first. The other tracker, which is the one up here, is our HP. So everybody starts at 5 HP, and as we take wounds, we go down. And if one of the heroes is eliminated at the end of the round, if the hero is still eliminated, we don't heal it somehow, which I haven't seen any healing in this game yet. But if it happens, if a zombie hero has been eliminated and it's the end of the round, we lose the game. So we kind of have to try and not get them too hurt. All right, so let's take a look at Daredevil, and then we can go ahead and get started. So again, this is our hunger track, this is our HP track, and then every zombie hero, I should say, has 2 different attacks. They have a regular attack, and then they have a devour attack. And everybody's devour attack is exactly the same. But he's got baton rush, I think. So it's a melee attack, and that's why there's a fist there. It's at 0 range. That is the range. That's how many dice you roll. So he'll be throwing 3 dice and rolling 3 dice, and then he needs to get a 4+ to actually have a hit. In this game, you target an area, not a zombie per se, because there is a targeting priority, which we'll look at when we're attacking. We don't have to do that yet. And then the Devourer is also melee, only in your space. You roll 1 die, and you have to get a 4+ to eat someone. And if this eliminates a target, reduce your hunger to 0. So over here is the abilities that we can unlock. We start with the blue ability unlocked, because everybody has their HP track, not HP, XP track at blue. But as the danger level, or as we gain XP and the danger level goes up, we also unlock other abilities. But for now, he's got Beatdown. When attacking with Baton Rush, for each roll of 6, roll 1 more die. These dice may generate additional dice. All right, and that is his ability. I don't think we're going to use it because there are no monsters on the board right now, but he is a good attacker, I guess, if he rolls sixes. So these are the experience trackers down here. We all start at 0, but as we kill things, monsters basically, mostly, although in this scenario, you get 5 XP for devouring bystanders and 5 XP for interacting with the objectives. But monsters, objectives, and devouring bystanders is going to give us XP, and then we're on the blue, which is going to determine our abilities that are open to us right now, which is the, what was it, beatdown for Daredevil. And also how many spawns we get on the board, and you'll see that during the monster's turn, which is coming up later. Okay, so what is Daredevil gonna do? So here's what I'm thinking, and I could be crazy, but we've got stuff on this side of the board and stuff on that side of the board. Spawn on these two places. We need to exit through here. So I'm thinking let's clear this side first and then rush over here, get whatever is left, and we'll be closer to the exit. I could be wrong, but I could be right. So whether I pick this building or that building, the spawn zones are pretty close. I also kind of feel that this is a smaller building, so maybe go for the smaller building first. But again, I could be wrong, but we're gonna do that. So here's Daredevil under this guy's fist. Okay, come out. All right, so he's gonna take 1 out of his 3 actions, and then the second action is gonna be to open the door. And I probably should have done this with a range attacker, but I didn't, and that's okay. So this door is smashed, and now we know that it is. And then as soon as you, by the way, these crosswalks determine the spaces. So that's why I knew that this is one space and this is another space, this is another space. And the buildings are divided by walls. But in any case, as soon as you open a door, like I was saying, you spawn monsters and you reveal the bystander. So our bystander is, oh my gosh, I've had her every game, but it's okay. Blind Owl, so we'll get Blind Owl out, and we're also going to spawn, and we spawn where these exclamation marks that match your spawn cards are. So, and only there. So for example, in this room, we wouldn't spawn anything here. We'll only spawn wherever there's an exclamation mark, which will be there. All right. And sorry, people are calling me, or texting me, I should say. All right, so we have, oh great, we have an escorted bystander here. So let me show you both cards up close, and then I'll go get everybody. So first, here's our bystander, Blind Owl. I'm gonna get her mini, which is right here. And so what's gonna happen is she's gonna appear on that space. And then there's a couple things that you look at over here in her card. So when we devour her, not right now, but when we devour her, we're going to keep her for ourselves. I guess she's inside our body somehow. And it's giving us this ability. Each time you would be wounded, you may increase hunger to roll 1 die. On a 3+, negate that wound. Okay, so finally a healer. And I know I got her last time. I guess I didn't use her. It's hard navigating with a lot of characters. Last time I was controlling 3 characters, so not even 4, and I forgot to use Blind Owl, and we did get hurt by a lot. But in any case, the other thing that you look at on the card is they will have a symbol up here with a fist, and if that's the case, they are a combatant bystander, which means that they're out to get us. They want to kill us too. So it's not just the Hydra agents, which are our enemies, that are out to get us, but the bystanders can also attack us. They get 1 activation or 1 action per turn, and they don't activate until it's the monster's turn. So she's going to go on the board with her mini, and then our card that we revealed, because we're on the blue, is ×1, escorted bystanders. Spawn 1 bystander plus guards. So we're going to get 1 bystander and however many guards as we revealed here, which for us it would be 1. So for our bystander, we get J. Jonah Jameson, and he is not a combatant because he doesn't have the fist. And let's see, here he is, and here is his bodyguard, I guess, because he's being escorted by a guard. So if we manage to defeat him, it says if enemies spawn within range 2 before any rush, you may increase hunger to move 1 zone, ignoring enemies. Okay, so and rush is when sometimes enemies, you know, like this one was an escorted bystander, it will say rush, which means they get like 2 actions. They'll move an attack or attack an attack. So he helps with that. All right, let's put everything on the board then. So the guard and Jonah are both gonna stand there where it was spawned. This card gets discarded. We don't need it anymore. Where do you go? You are, where are you? Oh, the spawn right here. Okay, perfect. So that's the situation, and I still have one more action. Now, I could get in there. I am a melee attacker. So I cannot attack from where I'm at. I would have to go into the fray. But that just means the guard's going to come attack me. If I stay there during his action, because guards only have one action, he's just going to move to come and get me. So I think I'm going to stay there, and instead I'm going to do the one thing that I can only do once per turn, which is to get a trait card. And like I said, trait cards can, be good. Sometimes actually there's ambushes in this trait cards. That's not it. It's this one. What do we get? We get a resist hunger. So let's take a look at what it is. And it'll just go on my player board, and I can use it later when I meet the conditions, or when the conditions happen. So this one's pretty straightforward. You discard this card during your turn to decrease hunger by 1. And you'll notice there's room for 2. So you can never have more than 2. If you have a third one, you can pick which one of the 3 you want to discard and then keep 2. And this is the spot where our bystanders, who I've placed over here, because when we devour them, they will come onto our board. And yes, we can only hold one bystander. If we devour another one, we gotta pick which one to keep on our player board. But with that, he's taken his 3 actions. He moved, he opened a door, and he got a trait. So he is finished. So let's move on to somebody else. I got all my other ones actually, all my other ones are range attackers. So I don't think it matters which one I use next. Let's try Doctor Strange, I guess. So Doctor Strange has a Devour attack that's exactly the same as the one you just saw, but he has Mystic Bolt, which you notice has a different symbol because this is a range attack, either on your own space, 0 or 1 next to you. Rolls 2 dice, and he's got to get 3 or more to to hit. Yeah, that's the word. And right now the only ability he's got open is Precognition. Once during each enemy phase, when a spawn card is drawn, you may increase hunger to discard that card and draw a new one. So he might help us if something really nasty comes out of the spawn deck. But the spawn, it's not going to happen until the monster's activation. So he gets 3 actions. He's going to use 1 to move here and move away, mister. Let me show you how it's done. He's going to go ahead and attack. And you cannot attack bystanders. They're too precious of a food source for you to kill them. But you can attack the guard. Now, the problem with the guard is that if you look at this is the target priority, or I guess they call it the targets menu. It tells you all the information you need to know about your targets. So here's the guard, and he's target priority number 2. So and you notice that the bystander is all the way down here, but they are devour only. So they have 1 HP, but only if we devour them, which we're attacking, so we're not even going to hurt them. But since there's only a guard here, we don't need to worry about target priority. If there was a superhero, which is one of those Marvel heroes that has not turned into a zombie, if there was a superhero in our space, we would have to get through them first before we can actually hit the guard. But in any case, he has a toughness of 2. He is our toughest guy, except for the superheroes. They are the toughest, but he's their second toughest guy. So we've got to get 2 hits on him in order to defeat him. And if we only get 1 hit, he heals. And then we'll get 1 XP if we manage to do that. But like I said, hunger is our friend sometimes, because what happens is, you'll notice that Mystic Bolts rolls 2 dice. However, you are required to roll additional dice according to your hunger level. So we are actually rolling 1 more dice, so we're rolling 3 dice, and we need to get a 3 or more. So we got a 50-50 chance on 3 dice to actually hit. So let's see how we do. Okay, and we did it. We got a 6 and a 4, so we got 2 hits on that space, because remember, we're targeting the space. Just happens that in that space, all that's there is a guard and a bystander, which we cannot attack. By the way, now that I'm here, let me show you. These teeth marks increase your hunger. So it's not a hit, obviously, because that's the 1. If you look, it's at the opposite side of the 6. So that will be like a 1 result. But in this game, it actually just increases your hunger. But our hunger was not increased. All that we did was to defeat that guy, which means that the bystander is all alone, which is better for us. And then we're going to gain 1 XP. This guy will probably come back though. All right, so he's taken 2 actions. He's moved and he's attacked. So these guys are not gonna hurt us. And someone has to go get that objective. So I think, or he could get a trait and just kind of stand there and wait for them to come to us. But we still have to go all the way to that spot. However, 1, 2, 3, one of the other guys can do that. So yeah, I think he's gonna get a trait. He gets, just like the name says, discard during your turn. Select 1 zone within range 2. All enemies in that zone activate and attempt to move towards your zone. Now, why will we do that? I'm not really sure, but I guess we'll keep it. I mean, I thought we were trying to stay away from the monsters. And so now these 2 guys both have a trait, which, you know, is something that you can only do once per turn. So that's why I took advantage. And he's done all his actions. He moved, he attacked, and he got a trait. And notice that his hunger is still at 1 for now. So he's done. So now we're going to get one of these 2 guys to go. Let's see. Well, next up is Scorpion, so why not? So he's got Scorpion's tail. It's also a range attack at 0 to 1, rolling 3 dice. And so he rolls a little bit more than Doctor Strange, but he's got to get a 4 or more to hit. And it says, after attacking with Scorpion's tail, you may move 1 enemy from the target zone into your zone, then perform 1 free devour attack targeting that enemy. They suffer -1 toughness against this attack. So he's good at attacking, and if he doesn't complete the job, dragging them over and eating them. So I know what the bystanders are going to do, because remember, I have to devour all bystanders on the map in order to win. That's one of my objectives. The other objective is to pick up the objectives, and after I do all that, then I gotta exit through the exit token over here, or the exit tile, I will say. So I know this girl's gonna come over here because they only get 1 action during a turn. So she'll go over here, he'll come over here. These guys are waiting for him to just eat him up. So I think Scorpion is just gonna go get ready to get that objective. So he's gonna move 1, 2, and 3 and say hello to this girl. Unfortunately, he doesn't get another action to pick it up, so he'll have to pick it up later during his next turn. And he is done. He did not get a trait, he just moved. So now last but not least is our giant man. So they consider him a range attacker. I would more say that he's got reach. If you play Descent, you know what I'm saying, because he's not like he's throwing anything. He's just got giant fists that can reach the next tile, the next square. But it's at 0 to 1. He's rolling 2 and he's getting a 3+. So kind of like Doctor Strange, I think. Yeah, like Doctor Strange. And then he's got giant size, giant hunger. You move +1 zone per move action. Okay. Your devour attack rolls +2 dice and may eliminate multiple enemies. So if they were all together, that would be great, but right now they're not. But he's a really good devourer, so we might want to devour one of these bystanders. And I'm just thinking that if I do get him to devour one of the bystanders that's already on the board, it'll free the other guys for more actions. So that sounds like a good idea, even though his hunger is not too extreme. He could also, because he moves 1 more, get that objective, I think. 1, 2, 3, let's check. Yeah, so it says you move 1 more per move action. So for his first action, it'll be 1 and 2, slash. And for his second action, he can come over here. And for his third action, he could either devour the bystander or get the objective. And that will free him from having to do all that. Okay, so we'll do that. We're going to, that was my first action. Second action, I'm going to move, and I can move 2, but of course, I'm where I need to be. So because he's the better devourer, I'll have him devour the girl. He's going to get 5 XP if he does. So in order to devour, like you guys read, we are, actually he can devour at range 0 to 1 also. Oh my gosh, he's a really good devourer. So I guess I don't have to move him. I'll just keep him here. So one action was 1, 2. Second action will be to devour, but I'm going to devour this girl. Yeah, well, I wanted to pick up the objective. This is my second action. Yeah, well, I wouldn't be able to pick up the objective anyways, correct? Because 1, 2, attack, and my third action, yeah. So because if I moved 1, 2, and then 1, 2, my third action will be to eat her. So I still have to have Scorpion pick up the objective regardless. So then why go in deeper when I can just do it from here? So in any case, so it's 0 to 1. Everybody else is just 0, 0 range, but he's special because he's big. And then he's rolling 1, but remember he rolls 1 extra because of his hunger, and he rolls +2 because of his ability. So he's rolling 4 dice. He's got to get a 4+ in order to eat blind out. And he definitely got, he got actually 2 successes. So she's been devoured, so she just steps out and I get her. And then my hunger, when you devour somebody, of course I just ate, so it goes down. And I have 1 more action, which means I could devour J. Jonas. But the thing is, devouring helps with reducing hunger, and I'm already at 0 hunger if I let either Doctor Strange or Daredevil, because they're going to go up to 2 hunger next turn, which is not terrible. So yeah, it's not terrible. So I could eat, or I could just come back out and be ready to help when they open that door, because someone's going to open that door. And I love that he moves so much. He's pretty cool. I like him. So I think I will leave Dr. J. Jonas alone. Is he a doctor? J. Jonas. I just made him a doctor, guys. And I'm just going to step outside and go boom and return to my original spot. Okay. And or I could get a trait, because I do move so quickly. If I get a trait next time, I can go all the way into the room. So, okay, fine. We'll get a trait for him. And, wrong deck. It is submit to hunger. So I could discard during my turn to increase my hunger for as much as I want and ignore ravenous this turn. So I wouldn't be ravenous for 1 turn, but then I would have to deal with it. But it's good for him because he's really good at decreasing hunger if there's bystanders nearby. Or heroes, because, I mean not heroes, but like Hydra agents, because we can also eat them. Okay, so he's done his 3 actions and he's finished. So now everybody's had a turn. So because everybody's had a turn, we'll go to the monsters or the adversary phase, because they're not really monsters, we're the monsters in this game. And the first thing that happens is if there were any monsters on the board, they would activate. Not monsters, Hydra agents. But they're none. But there are bystanders. So the bystanders, like we said, they're going to move. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to leave. They're trying to get out of here as soon as they can. So they're trying to get to one of the spawn zones, whichever one is closer, which I think would be that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yep, it would be that one. But they only move 1. So they're right there with our friends, ready to be eaten next turn. And then the last thing that we do after we activate the characters on the board is to spawn new stuff. And we always start with the spawn zone number 1. So we're going to see what we get over there. And because we're on the blue, we get the blue thing. So, guard rush. Spawn, then activate. Well, you know, they're kind of far, but those are tough. Those are 2 health. Okay, I knew they'd be back. Now, Doctor Strange can eat that, increase his hunger, and he's going to be devouring soon. So, let's see. Doctor Strange ability says once during each enemy phase, when a spawn card is drawn, you may increase hunger to discard that card and draw a new one. So I think so, because the rush, although it could be worse now, but let's see. So we're going to ignore this one. We'll just discard it. And then we'll go to the next one. And up here we get, okay. Extra activation, 1 extra activation, but however, we're on the blue, so no one activates. If we were on the orange or yellow, all guards would activate, but we got lucky, so actually that was a good increasing hunger for Doctor Strange. And then over here, we can't do anything about it, is 2 guards. However, they're not rushing, so they're not in a rush. So we'll just put our 2 guards here. And they don't get to activate, they'll activate next turn. So they're just kind of standing there. They just arrived, and we'll deal with them somehow. Or we don't actually have to deal with them. In this scenario, all we need to do is eat the bystanders, collect the objectives, and leave. So if there are monsters on the board, the only thing is that in order for us to exit, there can be no enemies. That's what you should be calling them, enemies. No enemies on that square. And then for free, we can leave. but we'll see. Okay, so it's back to us, and everybody's activation token gets flipped to the green side. Everybody gets a little bit more hungry. Okay, Dr. Strange is at 3. He's our hungriest guy. So why not have him go first to see if he can devour J. Jonas? What was his? Okay, he had a taunt card, but all it says is discard during your turn, select one zone within range 2. All enemies in that zone activate and attempt to move towards your zone. I don't want that. So instead we'll devour. So he has a regular devour, 0 range, but Jonas is right there. Then 1 die, and he's got to get 4 plus. But remember, it's 1 die plus the hunger, so he's rolling 4, and he's got to get 1, 4 or more. And he definitely does. He got 3 4s. So he's out, and now he's got him. And that was his first action. For his second action, he's gonna bash the door because we have to, right? I know that's just gonna bring more monsters, but if we don't get to the objectives, we're never gonna get out of here. So we're gonna bash it, and then we reveal our bystander. Well, that's somebody else we can devour to get. Oh, it's not a bystander, it's a enemy. So this trooper already rescued whoever the bystander was, which kind of helps us because now we have less bystanders to devour, but it really doesn't, because instead of having a bystander there, we're going to get a spawn card in that zone. So this one gets discarded over here, and then for that zone we're going to get 2 troopers. I guess the guys that rescued the bystander are here. So they go right here, and this card gets discarded. And then the next, there's a spawn zone here. So for that one we get an extra activation, but in blue it's no one. So nobody gets an extra activation. So we got lucky again. And this is a mess. Okay, and that was because we opened the door, which was Doctor Strange's second action. So for his third action, he wishes that the troopers be here instead of there. I guess he'll get another trait. Because I could rush in there. These guys are just gonna move next time, but I am ranged. If they move next time, I can kill them from here. These guys are also gonna be a little closer. Let's just get a trait because I don't like the trait he's got. And it is Undead Rage. It says discard and increase hunger by any amount when enemies enter your zone. Immediately perform 1 free attack targeting your zone. Okay, well, I'll keep both because I can. I still don't know that I like that taunt, but the other one is not terrible. If enemies move into my space, I get a free attack. Okay, and that was Doctor Strange. He's done. So now I know I need to pick up the objective with this guy. By the way, he should have 5 XP because he devoured a bystander. And Doctor Strange, didn't he devour a bystander? He did. And I didn't lower his thing. Why? I don't know. But there's his bystander, so I should have. And he also gets 5 XP. So we're already almost to orange with 2 of our guys. Okay, and now Scorpion is also going to go. So in this game, you really want to level up your heroes at the same time, because if at least one of your zombie heroes goes to the orange danger zone, then we're going to start spawning orange no matter if the other guys are still on blue. So it's a good idea to get everybody leveled up simultaneously or as together as you can. So if there's one zombie hero that's lagging behind, you might want to get him on killing duty so he can speed up the process of leveling up. But we have been doing a pretty good job. The only one that's a little bit far behind is Daredevil, who's got no XP. But I'm hoping that he'll go in there and kill some troopers and raise his XP in a minute. For now, we're going to have Scorpion go, and he's just going to pick up the objective for his first action, giving him 5 XP, and that's 1 out of the 4 that we need. And then he's going to move. So he's just going to go 1, 2, and that's all he can do. And I could pick up a trait for him, but I kind of want him. I don't want him in this building. Like, why would we stay in this building? This building has nothing for us anymore. So he's done. And now our giant man is going to go. Actually, yeah, because Daredevil, oh no, Daredevil hasn't gone. So I want Daredevil to go on a killing spree so he can raise his XP. So Daredevil is our melee, unfortunately. So he's going to need to do 1, 2, and hopefully kill both guys. So he's going to use his baton rush, which says when attacking with baton rush, for each roll of 6, roll plus 1 die, these dice may generate additional dice. So he's rolling 3 from his attack and 2 from his hunger, so 5. So he did get 1 6. However, he doesn't really need it because he needs to get 4 pluses, and all of them are 4 plus. But, you know, there it is. So he overkilled everybody, which means these 2 guys are gone, and they both provide 2 XP. And there was no need for targeting priority because they're the same guys. They were just troopers, so it's not like I had to get through somebody else before I could get to anybody. And with that, he's done, right? Because he moved 1 2, 1 2, yeah, and he attacked. And he's still at our lowest as far as HP goes, I mean XP, so I need to get him to do some stuff. And if I send Giant Man over to the objective, he's going to go past the orange, and we're going to get worse spawning. So, but we kind of have to, right? The longer we stay here, the more enemies we're going to get on board. So he's just going to move. Did I flip him over? I did. So he's going to move 1 2, was 1 action. And then he's going to take another action to go here. And for his 3rd action, he'll pick up the objective. And since he's quite fast, I don't have a problem with him being all the way over there, because he can come out hopefully soon. So Giant Man, yeah, he gets 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, he was a 5, so he's now at 10. And because he's in the orange, he unlocks an extra action. That's what gets unlocked in an orange. So he's just going to come out and rejoin the ranks, 1 2. So he just ended up where he started. Well, actually, he started over here. So perfect. So, and he's gone. So there he goes. And now, and of course, the guy that I want killing enemies is the furthest back of them all. But we'll go to the monsters or enemy phase, and during the enemy phase, these guys are going to activate. They get 1 action, so they're both just going to move. So the way they do it is they will first move towards enemies in line of sight, but there are no enemies in line of sight. And then they would move towards enemies that are the closest with the shortest path. And all the enemies are kind of here and there, so that will be, you know, the shortest. That just kind of makes sense. Okay. And now we're going to spawn. And remember, because Giant Man is on the orange danger zone level, that means we're going to be looking at the orange, not the blue, for these 2 activations are about to happen. And for the rest of the game, we'll be looking at orange or maybe even higher if we continue to gain XP. Okay, so for up on top, we get 6 troopers because we're on the orange. So this is what I'm saying, that if all these guys were with Giant Man in this tiny little space, I don't know how we would fit them, but we would have to, because there is no limit to the amount of people that can be in a space. But the game would have to be humongous in order to fit everything that needs to be fit. Okay, so we're done with this one, and then for our second point of spawning, we get guard rush. Spawn, then activate, and it's 2 guards, okay? So these 2 guys are going to spawn, and then they're going to activate, which would mean that they would move 1 space. So now they're all together. Wow, that's going to be tough. But there's one thing about most Zombicide games, or pandemic games for that matter, is that you know they're going to keep coming. So do you waste time, or I don't know if it's wasting time, but do you spend time thinning down the amount of zombies on the board, or do you try to complete your objectives and get out as fast as you can? Because, you know, every turn more are going to come. You can kill them, but and as we get stronger, more and more and more, because more zombies will be coming if the danger level is higher. So I think we'll try and do both. If we can get to them, we'll get to them. If not, we're going towards our objective, guys. We're just doing it. So with that said, everybody goes and turns their stuff around. Everybody gets hungry. We need to make sure Scorpion eats something soon, and Daredevil also is kind of hungry. The other guys at least ate somebody, so they're a little bit better. I could have had Daredevil devour one of those guys, but I didn't notice. Okay, so With that said, let's see. No one's in range because these guys are too far. They would have rushed. They would have been here, and then we could have attacked them from here. But right now, no one's in range. Who wants to open the door? I think one of the guys that's lower in hunger should open the door in case there's something, although we might not be able. Actually, this room is, oh yeah, it does spawn stuff. So it's either Doctor Strange, who is range, or Giant Man, who's also range. Giant Man moves a little bit faster, so let's have him do it. So he's going to move 1, 2 for one action. He's going to bash the door open right here. We're going to see who the bystander is. And it is Foggy Nelson. And let's just get him. So here is Mr. Nelson, and it says when you devour him, draw a zombie trait. And each time you suffer a wound, you may draw 1 zombie trait. So he likes zombie traits for some reason. And we'll leave his card out and we'll put him over there. And then we have to spawn something right there. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be 3 specialists because we're in the orange. Okay, so 3 specialists. So fun times over here. Okay, and then that was his first action. So he needs to kill some stuff. What is his, this is his submit to hunger, so I can increase my hunger by any amount and ignore being ravenous. He's got a hunger of 2. I don't want to go ravenous, all the way ravenous. Actually, I got 2 actions left. So for 1, I'm going to attack. For first time, I'm going to attack. I'm rolling 4 dice. I could roll 5, but he has to roll a 3+. Let's just try it like that. 4 dice to see how he does. Okay, he's got 3 hits, which is enough to just kill everybody there. And no teeth marks, so he doesn't increase his hunger. Of course, that's going to give him even more XP. They're all worth 1 XP. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's got to be a downside to being giant, right? And then he has 2 more actions because he took 1 action here, 1 action to attack, and he's got the extra action because he's in orange. So for his next action, he's going to try and devour that guy and lower his hunger. He's rolling, can he do this to devour? During to increase hunger by any amount, ignore ravenous this turn. Because if I'm devouring, it will go down. But just to get 1 guy, I don't think I need to go up in hunger. I will be rolling 3 dice. I need to get a 4+. It's a pretty good chance. And I have another action, so if I don't do it this time, it'll get done next time, right? Okay, so I do get him because I did get 1 6. And remember, if you eliminate a target with a devour action, then you ignore the teeth marks. So he's out, and now I gotta pick which one I want to keep. This is when you devour him, draw a zombie trait. So I'm gonna do that. I did devour him, and I get insatiable. But I think I'm gonna keep her because she heals me. And yeah, even though I haven't gotten hurt yet, but there's so many enemies on the board. And his trait is pretty cool. Discard after attacking and increase hunger, reroll any dice. Keep that over here. I'm going to discard my bystander that I did not want. And he still has 1 more action. So since those are all coming, I'm just going to come over here, be ready to attack them when they move next turn. Of course, if they get a rush and they move and attack, I might die. But if I come over here, it's the same deal. So I might just... No, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to hope that they don't do that. All right, and that's it for Giant Man. Yeah, because I want to be in a position where I can hit him. Daredevil has to get out of that building, and he's going to go ravenous next turn because there's nothing to eat around him. So it's just going to happen. But there's nothing I can do about that. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to come over here to be closer to eat someone next turn, hopefully. And that's it for him. And then Scorpion is in the same predicament. He might want to go eat something. The problem is If he gets, like, if I move him, he is ranged, so if I move 1, 2, and I attack something, that's not going to decrease my hunger. And then they're all going to come into my space and wound me, because in this game, enemies don't roll dice, they just do an automatic wound. So with that amount of enemies coming into my spot, unless I can roll really good and kill almost all of them, they will probably annihilate me, so I'm not going to do that. So instead, I'm just going to have him move. And then what trait? He has no trait, so maybe he'll take a trait as well. So I know we've got to come into this spot, but there's enemies going to be spawning here. So I'm just going to move here. That's 1. Yeah, we're going to stay together. We're going to get a trait, and unfortunately I can only get 1 trait per turn. And he got resist hunger. Discard during your turn, decrease hunger by 1, and you know what? He's going to do it right away. No time like the present. If I use it now, I won't be ravenous next turn. So yes, we'll discard it. It's still my turn. I still have 1 action left. And we decreased our hunger. So that was really lucky. And then he's got 1 more action, but really nothing that he wants to do. So he's just, he's just gonna say, no thank you. All right, and the other one is Doctor Strange. And he's not that hungry. If enemies spawn within range 2 before any rush, you may increase hunger to move 1 zone ignoring enemies. So he can move if there's rush, but that's not really what I need. I also, I could have done the taunt. See, that would have been a good idea. Discard during your turn, select 1 tile within range 2, all enemies in that zone activate and attempt to move towards your zone. And that would have made everybody else being able to attack. But of course I didn't pay attention to that, did I? Discard and increase hunger by any amount when enemies enter your zone. Immediately perform 1 free attack targeting your zone. No. Well, that's too bad. For our first action, we'll all come and be a happy family. That's 1. For my second action, I could have these guys move a little closer, but I'm just scared that it's going to be a mess. So I think I'm just going to get another trait. So it says discard during your turn and increase hunger. Move up to 1 zone, ignoring enemies, and then perform 1 free devour attack. So I'll get rid of the taunt that I should have used because my shame is too big. Well, I don't think I'm going to use it anymore, and I'll keep that one. And that's it for him. They're just going to wait there for everybody to come over to them. Even though they're coming in the orange danger zone because of giant man over there. So probably not good, but all right. So enemy's turn. So these guys get 1 action, and they will go first because they're more important. And that's all they're doing. And then these guys get 1 action, and they will all move over here. And we either kill them. We only have 1 room to go explore. Maybe I should have come over here, but I know there's things spawning, which we're gonna do right now. So maybe if I was thinking about it, I would have headed closer to where the door is that I need to open so that I could next turn open that door, get to the objective. There's going to be 2 places spawning, but they're going to spawn regardless during the turn, during the game at some point, and be closer to the exit zone. But we'll see if that pans out depending on what we spawn for zone number 1. So over there, actually, it doesn't matter. Oh, I thought this was a spawn point. This isn't. So yeah, my plan, okay, well, never mind. Okay, over there we get 6 more troopers. Nice. And then let's just see over here. Over here we get a superhero. Well, I could have Doctor Strange increase his hunger and get another card, but I kind of want to show you guys a superhero, so we'll do that. And what superhero are we getting? We are getting Jessica Jones, who's going to join us. Okay, so here's our 6 troopers. Okay. All the way over here. And then let's take a look at Jessica. Okay, so here's Jessica. So up on top it tells us how much HP they have, or she has. So we have to get 4 hits on her. And again, if we only get 3 hits, she heals. So 4 hits in one go. and that's also how much XP we would get if we do defeat her. And then for Jessica, it says after this first zombie hero ends their turn each round, she immediately performs 2 actions. Oh god, okay, we might have to defeat her. Okay, so she comes over here, and that's it for spawning, so let's go. 2 actions. She's gonna rush over to us, isn't she? Okay, well, let's see how it goes. So it's our turn, and we're going to get everybody on to the green side. Everybody's gonna get hungry. We are getting really hungry now. And Daredevil is ravenous, so he needs to eat something. So let's see. Who is everybody really hungry? Giant Man? Giant Man is also really hungry. Okay, so since I need Daredevil to eat somebody, I don't want... Someone has to get in there. Oh, man. Okay, so here's the thing. Ravenous means I can only move and devour. I think maybe I'm going to have Giant Man devour first, because he can do it at range. So I don't bring Daredevil in there with a whole bunch of people. Problem is if I devour all of them, because I could devour multiple enemies, Daredevil won't have anybody to eat. But I hope I don't roll that great. I am rolling 3, 4, 5, 6 dice. Wow. I could eat all of them. And I need a 4+, but let's try it. Okay, I got, how many? 3? Because it's 4+. So okay, that's not bad. Yeah, because of his ability, he gets +2 dice per, yeah, multiple. Okay, so he devoured 3 people. Yum, 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 yum. And there's that. So his hunger, and then he gets, oh my gosh, he gets 15 XP for this. I forgot about that little detail. I really hope I showed you guys me getting rid of all those guys and lowering my hunger, but I don't think I did, but I will in a second. In the meantime, let's check out what Crush does. Once during your turn, you may automatically deal 1 enemy within range, 1, a number of hits equal to your hunger level. Oof, okay. He's just too good. I think he could probably beat this scenario all by himself. Of course, he's also making us spawn like a billion things on the board. So there is that. Okay. So he's down to 0, he's at 25 XP, and that was his first action, he's got 3 more actions, right? Yeah, because he's got an extra action. So he's just gonna go in and do stuff. He's gonna let everybody else because he has 0 hunger, so his new ability kind of doesn't work. So he'll move 1 for his second action, he'll open the door for his third action, because somebody has to do it. There's a door here, right? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, so the door is over here. So, but he moves, for 1 action, he moves 2, so it's fine. So, okay, so 1 devour, 2 move, 3 open door. He still has 1 more action. Let's see what comes out of these lovely spawn zones. I mean, I'm not sure if spawning a whole new building is smart with as many monsters or enemies as we have on the board right now. But I also feel like we've got to get to these objectives, right? And just let them follow us and we'll deal with them somehow. But it could be the death of us. So I think, if I remember correctly, that the game says that you should spawn furthest away from the door first. I could be wrong. It's random, so I don't think it makes much of a difference, but let's pretend that I remember. Okay, so for here, we're going to get an extra activation at red, because we're now at, or I guess it's orange. I don't know. At the 3rd level, I guess it's orange, like pinkish. All specialists get an extra activation, but luckily there's no specialist on the board, so this is nothing. Okay, that's not bad. And then up here in the front, we get 3 guards. 3 guards are going to spawn right here. Nice. Okay, here they are. And if I remember correctly, he's got 1 more action. So he's going to do it. He's going to attack, although he's not rolling that much because now his hunger is at bay. He probably better off trying to devour them. Because, let's see, this guy says you may move one person. Your devour attack rolls +2 dice and may eliminate multiple enemies. Yeah, but getting a 4 is harder than getting a 3. Okay, I'm just going to attack them, see if I can increase my hunger a little bit if I roll those teeth marks. Now I kind of want teeth mark. Do I have anything here? It says insatiable. Discard after attacking and increase hunger. Reroll any dice. Okay, and submit to hunger. Discard during your turn. Increase hunger by any amount. Ignore ravenous. Oh, so I could. Okay, so I will increase my hunger a little bit because he's so good at losing it, just devouring things, that I will increase my hunger to maybe 2. So next turn I'm at 3. And although if I roll 2 teeth mark. So now I'm rolling, instead of just 2 dice, I'm rolling 4. So yeah. And I'm using my giant fists. And with that I managed to hit, it's +3 or 4. So I got 3 hits, but only 2 are going to hit because they take 2 hits each. So how many did I say? 3 hits? So only 1 guy. Yeah, so this guy goes away, but there's 2 incoming wounds. Luckily I got my blind owl with me. Okay, so that was him. And then after the first zombie hero goes, Jessica activates. Says after the first zombie hero ends their turn each round, she immediately performs 2 actions. So she's going to perform 2 actions, which is going to move her and move her. Nice. Okay, she's coming. And that was that. And then we can keep going. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Everybody has to kind of just come and devour things. Who's in a pickle? Daredevil. Okay, so I think we're going to ignore those guys and we're going to come and try and get those guys. So 1, 2, oh no. Here's the problem. Can't reach them. So that's unfortunate. I can reach these guys, but do I want to? No. And I can reach those guys, but then these guys are going to come in. And I can only devour 1 guy a turn, so I'm stuck there after that. Well, I could move 1 and devour twice, but then I'm stuck there. So I'm not doing that. So we're just going to go 1. Wait, what are his traits? Resist hunger. Discard during your turn. Decrease hunger by 1. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Let's do it. Let's decrease hunger by 1. Because, well, shall we? Because next turn we're going to be ravenous again. Or shall we just move? 1, 2, 3. I'm not able to do much more. He is a melee attacker. But if I can kill 3, I can get out of there. So yes, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna decrease hunger so I can actually attack, because remember, when I'm ravenous, I cannot attack, I can just devour. And then I'm gonna come all the way here, and I'm going to do an attack. I'm melee, so I'm rolling 3 at 4+, hopefully killing all of them. Now I'm rolling 6 because I'm hungry 3. Okay. I got, I needed 4+, so I got 4 hits. So that's good. These guys all take 1, so I killed 3. I go up by 3. 1, 2, 3, which still doesn't put me in the orange. And they have 1 more action, which I'm going to run away because these guys are going to move in over here. And then that's it for Daredevil. He moved, he attacked, and he moved because he's still at only 3 actions. Now, Scorpion also needs to devour, but he's in the same predicament. He's a range attacker, but he needs to devour. He needs to be in the same spot. So I think we'll leave him alone for now. We'll go to Doctor Strange, who's not as hungry, and we'll go 1, 2, stand here with Giant Man. And he's got lunge. Discard during your turn and increase hunger. Move up to 1 zone, ignoring enemies, then perform 1 free devour attack. Increase hunger though. But I could do that to devour and lower my hunger. But that's tough. Those guys are harder to devour. Discard increase hunger by any amount. When enemies enter your zone, immediately perform 1 free attack targeting your zone. Well, they're not in my zone, so but I could discard and increase hunger and then move up to one zone, ignoring enemies, then perform one free devour. I think we will. I think we're going to discard it. We're going to increase hunger. And I'm going to move one zone. Put me here with them. And then I'm going to perform a free devour and see what I can do. If not, I'm going to get hurt at the end of the turn because they're right here. I think I put that in the wrong place. No, I didn't. Okay, so I'm doing 3 + 1, 4 dice, and I need to get successes. So 4 pluses on all of them if I want to devour them both. And I don't, but I do get 2 successes, which is 1 down. And that gives me an XP, which means I get another turn. So that was actually great because I can do another devour. Of course, now my hunger is all the way to 0, so I'm only rolling 1 die. No, there's no way I can do that, but I could try and kill him because I'm rolling 2 dice at a 3+. If I get 2 hits, I could kill him before he attacks me, so I gotta try it. And there they are. Oh my gosh, 5 and 6, look at me. Okay, so this guy is dead. I get another XP, which keeps me on the orange. Anyway, so I got rid of him, and I forgot to show the bystander, but it's Ben Urich. Let's read him up close. So Ben says, each time a bystander is revealed or leaves a zone with a zombie hero, you may perform 1 free move action ignoring enemies. Well, I don't see that happening, but we'll try and remember that. All right, Doctor Strange is done. I've marked him. And then it's Scorpion's turn. And I guess he's just gonna move. He is not ravenous yet, but he will be soon. There's no one to eat, but 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking next turn he will be ravenous, but this guy's coming to us or towards us, right? Because they're trying to escape. And actually, they might not. They might go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think so. Because why would they go 1, 2, 3, 4? It's the same, and I get to choose. So, hey. Okay, so he's done. So we're going to have a few more enemies on the board. So first, enemies that are already here activate. So I don't know if she activates now because it says, I guess she does. I guess she has 1 activation now. Or do they get 2 activations? Let's check. So superheroes get 2 actions. So she gets 1 more action, which means she's going to move over here with Daredevil. Ouch, that's not good. And then all these guys are going to move. And we're gonna spawn. How fun. So first up here, let's see. We're all the way here, so 4 specialists. And I'll get them in a minute. Where is this? This is our door. And down here, 7 troopers, and they rush. So spawn and then activate. So it was 4 and 7. All right, so up here, we get our 4 specialists, which they get 2 actions. They're runners, so they get 2 actions, not now, but next turn. And then these guys, actually, I'm just going to put them here because they're going to spawn and then they're going to activate, which means they're going to move. This is looking great, guys. Okay, but that's it as far as spawning. So now everybody gets flipped over. And we got Daredevil Ravenous, which is horrible. And another Ravenous Scorpion. Okay, great. And also, she is going to act after our first hero acts. So with that said, let's try to get Daredevil to eat her, which is going to be almost impossible, but not impossible. He's rolling 5, which he's got to get 4 results, 4+. Okay, and the first time he didn't, he got 3. He cannot be any more ravenous than he already is, so we're going to ignore that. Second attempt. And there it is. We got it on the second try. Again, he cannot, that doesn't really count. And actually, because he got to devour someone, his hunger goes all the way to 0. Okay. So he's at 0. She's been eaten. We just discard her because, yeah, it's not like we put her here. She doesn't have an ability for us. And then he gets 5 XP for devouring. Oh, wait a minute. Is it only bystanders? I gotta go check. But I know for his last action he's gonna move. That's for sure. So the 5 XP points are if you devour a bystander. For her, he just gets XP as if he would have attacked her. So it's 4 XP because she was worth 4 HP. And that still puts him in the orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means he has another action. So he's just gonna... if I move here, that could be bad. But if I stay here, is it any better? If these guys rush, they still won't be able to get me. So I think I'm safer there. So I'm just gonna stay there for now. So because I have another action, I'll just get a trait. So it is self-cannibalize, which says discard and suffer 1 wound during your turn to perform a free action. I guess he takes a chunk out of his arm or something and then feels like, oh, I can take another action. I can go. Okay, so that was it for him. And now Jessica would activate, but Jessica has been eaten, so she won't. Let's see. I think Scorpion is the other one. Yeah, Scorpion needs to go devour somebody so he can decrease the hunger. So let's have him go next. And by the way, this guy should have moved when all the enemies moved or activated. So he's here with us. He's not a combatant, so he's not trying to attack us. Oh, actually, he would have moved here. That's what we said. Yeah. Okay, so he's just going to follow him. 1, 2, and now he's going to try and devour him, rolling 5 dice, having to get a 4+. Okay, and there's plenty of 4+s there. He's been devoured. Scorpion's hunger is reduced. He has finished. He gets 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's not finished because he now has 1 more action. And since he's here with the objective, we might as well pick it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for his last action. He'll pick that up. And then, oh, did we forget to pick this one up? Oh my gosh, we did. What? That wasn't very smart of me. Okay, well, somebody can go in there and grab it. Okay, Scorpion is done. So we've got Doctor Strange or Giant Man. So if Giant Man gets more XP, it's going to be horrible. 1, 2, 3, but Doctor Strange can't get to it. And Giant Man can. Well, actually... this is all same color until we get to 43. So, okay, fine. Then let's do it. Okay, Giant Man, you've got this. He's going to move 1, 2 for his first turn. For his second turn, he's going to pick up the objective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for his third turn, he's going to go 1, 2 and be ready to leave. And for his fourth turn, he'll get a trait. And it is Quick Bite. Discard during your turn, perform 1 free devour attack. Oh, he likes those devour attacks. Okay, so he's done. And then the only one left is Doctor Strange. And we should probably just start heading out. So he's just gonna go here, get a trait. He could leave, there's no enemies in that area. So he could just leave and then he'll be out of the game. But we can all do that next turn and just wait around just in case. Although there is, you know what? Yeah, because there's a spawn zone there. So I guess these two, he could have done it too. He could have for free, he could have left and he could just leave. He doesn't need a trait. Let's just get out of here. We're leaving the weakest links. Let's see. Can he get out? 1, 2, 3? Yes, and he can get out. So as long as, well, something's, oh no, that's not a spawn zone. That's a spawn zone and that's a spawn. Okay, so we should be good. We should be good after this last enemy turn. So he's out, so he's done, which is happening now, the enemy turn. So first, these guys are gonna move over here. These guys are gonna move. And these guys get 2 activations, 2 actions during their turn, so they're all gonna move. And then these guys are all gonna move here. All right. Daredevil is like, you can see me, but you can't get to me. Although it could happen now during spawning that we might get there's a card that has troopers shoot at range 0 to 1. And Daredevil is right there at range 1, so we should not be laughing or making fun of them because they're one square away. They can get us with the spawn. We get 10 troopers, just 10. I'm not gonna remember, so let me just get them. Okay, just a few troopers. Just I don't even know if we can fit them all in there. I don't think they can get to us, but like I said, there are those cards that provide extra activations and things. So come on guys, cram up there like you love each other. Okay, there we go. And then for the next one, it is another superhero. One superhero, it's always one. Okay, so let's see what superhero we get. We get Iron Man is coming. All right. So he's got 4 HP, just like Jones, and it says can attack from 2 zones away. If his zone is attacked, but he's not eliminated, move him 1 zone away, and the attacker suffers 1 wound. Oh, he's a tough dude, isn't he? Okay. But I do think he's a little bit too far because we're getting out of here right now. Because there'll be no enemies in the exit zone. So that's it for spawning though. So the 2 heroes that are left are going to get a go. And Daredevil is melee, so because I was just gonna for fun attack into that zone, but yeah, he's a melee attacker. So he's just gonna move 1, and at the end of his turn he can exit. And then Scorpion is going to move, where's the exit? Right here. 1, 2, 3. And at the end of his turn, he can exit. And we've done it, guys. We left everybody behind. The reinforcements got here way too late. Iron Man could not touch us. We completed the scenario. We devoured every bystander, and we picked up all the objectives, which we almost forgot one of them, but we did it. And that's it. That's a whole run through of Marvel Zombies. The second scenario, which, I'm guessing that they'll get more and more complicated as we go. I know that for the next mission, the map is even bigger, and I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to fit this on camera? But I'll worry about that when it's time for the third mission. For now, you just watch the whole mission 2, or actually they call it mission 1 because I guess the one we did before was just a tutorial. But like I said, sometimes it can go really, really bad. And it was starting to look really, really ugly with all those troopers and specialists and guards. Everybody was on the board. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and join us on social media. Why not? We post pictures and stuff about board games that you might enjoy. So join us there as well. And other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching and for your amazing comments. I love how I can make a difference in the games that you're playing. I get so many comments of how, hey, now I know how to play this game and I know if I like it or if I don't like it. And it's okay if you don't like it. It's great. At least you didn't spend the money, right? And bought it. How many times has that happened to me where I'll buy a game that then I play or I kickstart a game that then I don't like, and it's like, oh, well, now I'm stuck with not just 1 box but 3 boxes because, it always comes with add-ons and stuff. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed it and figured out if you will enjoy this game yourselves. And until next time, may you play more games.